My name is Adam and we're down here at Speedlab's HQ where we're working with Master Craftsman Tyson Vozzo. He's up to something new, let's check it out.
So what we have here, Adam, is our RB30 conversion for a GDR. It's a Nitto 3.2 litre stroker, 26 head, and this is our dyno setup. So we engine dyno the engines, run them in, tune them before they go in the car. It's a engine dyno trolley. We have a custom frame built that houses our intercooler. This is a Hypertune cooler. It's universal, so I can bolt multiple different brands of coolers on. We have at the front here, we have all of our electrics package, which is Motec ECU, E888 expander box. It's completely standalone, so the idea is we can wheel it in the dyno room, hit the ignition button, and it's completely independent. We have our engine dyno harness, which is universal. We can use different sensors, different injectors, specific for the RB engines. And yeah, tune them up, make power, and see how we go. So with this engine here, it's got a custom billet main cap kit, girdle plate. There is other brands on the market. What makes ours different is our main caps are down in the block, so they don't move in any position. The other brands out there only rely on the actual register of the cap to locate it in one way, and the stud to stop it moving forwards and backwards in thrust. Whereas ours have a dowel that physically locks it in position every time. It's doweled to the main cap to the block. The girdle plate is also doweled to the block, so the girdle plate can't move. It's got a designated spot. That way, when you're releasing, undoing the main caps, it goes back together the same way every time. So you don't have any discrepancies in clearance. We also have some custom nuts that are machined up to clear the RB30 block, which houses the adapter plate for the four-wheel drive sump. So if you're familiar with a 30 conversion with full drive, there's not much room there to be able to physically get a spanner in and do the nuts up without hacking into the block. So our process is we machine the block when we're doing our main caps to clear our custom made nut stud combination, which houses a custom Allen key nut, which eliminates the removal of extra material when necessary. So this is runs a M130 ECU Motec. Has a custom electrics package. This is obviously the dyno harness, but the car will run a similar sort of package where we have new engine harness, new wires, military spec, motorsport materials, proper connectors that are waterproof. Junctions get resined and booted. We have new injectors. We also run, this has got our prototype tri-by-wire ITB throttle body conversion kit. So it runs a Bosch motorsport based motor actuator for the throttles with a custom linkage, custom shafts, new TPS sensor. This will probably make a comfortable 1,000. So the engine itself, 3.2 is known for handling much more power, but the turbo package is sort of the limits. In front is old school Japanese gritty TD06s. They have been modified, they're not original. They've got custom billet wheels in them. On the compressor side, slightly modified turbine wheel, but it's still, JDM as such. But yeah, it's not current tech or, big bad single setups like most guys run. It's the exhaust side, we've got, the manifold itself is a truss exhaust manifold. We've modified it and put EGT provisions in it for exhaust temperature sensors. We've modified it to run a Turbo Smart wastegate instead of the big bulky truss one, purely for packaging. With the RB30 deck height, we needed to make a new exhaust system for it. Off the shelf Grady kit comes a very small restricted 60mm dump pipes, front pipes. So we've made a new dump pipe front pipe configuration, which is a combination of 275 diameter, and it flares up to 3 inch, and it goes into a form of merge collector into a 4 inch system where the cat is. We've also made custom install piping for it. The customer specified he wanted to use Hypertune clamps, so we've done Hypertune clamps on the setup. Runs with, obviously being a twin, we've got a 2-into-1 system. It goes through the factory provisions in the body, so it's not cut. Some guys now, cautious on cutting their cars up worth big bucks. And then on the intake side, it runs a Nismo plenum, which has the same Hypertune clamp conversion. This is our remote oil filter setup that we do for GDRs. Can be done on any RB engine, basically. This particular thing is the heat exchange has been removed, obviously to eliminate space or gain some space, and obviously do our remote oil filter. any GDR owner knows when you do a service, it houses oil around the diff housing, which can be annoying. You can't always completely get rid of it. Sometimes you get drips and stains in your driveway. Our system has we utilise a Ross Performance billet plate, which has -12 fittings, and we use Speedflow 550 series hose, and we have a custom oil filter housing that's modified, that's mounted off the engine mount. So if you squeeze it in and have a bit of a sticky bead, you can see the oil filter is easily accessible from the bottom of the vehicle. When it's on a hoist, you can take the oil filter off, drain the oil at the same time if your sump has the sump plug in the original position. It even works with aftermarket sumps like a High Octane Racing extension kit, but you can easily change the oil filter without making a mess in the engine bay. We also do a version where we can use our oil filter relocation kit with an oil cooler and remote thermostat, so the oil cooler is thermostatically controlled. So this is our prototype drive-by-wire conversion kit. We utilise a Bosch motor setup, which is a EFI hardware product. It's a sensational product. We then have new throttle shafts manufactured to suit our prototype coupling assembly, which links all 6 throttle bodies together, and utilise a highly reliable position sensor that needs to work with the configuration, and it all fits basically with minimal modifications, and it is universal, so it works with any plenum that's on the market that will work with factory throttle bodies.
So there you have it. We've seen Tyson, the master craftsman, working on an RB30 26 with some old school JDM turbos. It's going to be an absolute powerhouse, and I can't wait to see it on the dyno. Stay tuned, we are going to bring that to you in the next coming episode. So please subscribe and stay up to date with everything that we're doing here down at Speedlab. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much.